Hey everyone, so I was on Lucky Pool the other day, switching my 3090 back from Salad because I had to finish out a couple dollars there. And when I did that, I noticed something really cool that I haven't seen before. There's a new tab. Check it out in the video I'm showing you guys right now. A CPU mining tab for Pearl. And I looked into it, and right now, as of right now, there is exactly only one mining software in the world that has Pearl CPU mining activated, and it's in beta. It dropped less than a week ago, and I don't think many people are talking about it yet, so let's get into it. All right, so here's how I found this. I had my GPU mining rig on Salad for a little bit because I had to sit there and get to the next payout amount. And I decided I wanted to go ahead and switch back over to Lucky Pool, which is what it's currently on right now. So when I clicked on Lucky Pool, I scrolled down, I added my pool like I usually do. And then I decided I wanted to go and look at their homepage to see if there's any new updates, because I know with some of the other pools like Alphamine and everything else, they had some new updates that came out. So when I looked at it, I'm like, holy crap, look at that. There's actually a new tab. And I looked at it like that. Well, that can't be right. It said CPU mining. CPU mining. I'm like, oh my God, that's incredible. So I started digging, and this is what I found. BzMiner, one of the most respectable multi-coin mining software clients out there, dropped a new beta version on May 30th. I switched myself over on the 31st. The version is 25.0.0 beta 2. And buried in the release notes is this, and I quote, new coin, Pearl, CPU only, this beta. You must enable CPU mining, that's it. One line, brand new, barely announced, and as far as I can tell, barely anyone in the YouTube space has covered it yet. I felt I had to get this out to you guys as fast as I possibly could. All right, so the reason why I wanted to do this is because when something like new like this pops up early, the information is very scattered and the setup is confusing. And half the videos that come out are just people repeating what they read without understanding it. So let me break down what this actually is and what you actually need to run it and whether it's actually worth doing right now. Okay, so first, why does CPU mining Perl even make sense as a concept? Because GPU mining and CPU mining normally don't mix well. You don't see people CPU mining Ethereum Classic or Ravencoin, which obviously Ethereum Classic is still GPU mineable, but it's not very profitable because of all the ASICs that are out there. GPUs are just way better at those algorithms, right? And obviously, like I said, Ethereum Classic, you got ASICs now, and they're even better than the GPUs. But Perl is different. Remember, Perl's algorithm is proof of useful work, which is built around matrix multiplication or matball. If you guys watch my last video, I'll have it in the 10 card up here below, as well as in the description down below, explaining all that. And while GPUs are incredibly fast at this in parallel, matball is also a workload that CPUs can handle, especially modern server class processors. This is the same kind of work that CPUs do when running AI interface without GPUs present. So adding CPU mining to Perl isn't a random decision. It actually makes sense with what the algorithm can actually do. Now, here's where I want to be honest with you, because the BzMiner developer was extremely transparent in the beta notes. The exact words that they use are, do not expect great performance yet on Perl. Still a work in progress. All feedback is appreciated. So this is not a fire up your CPU and watch the money printer situation now happen, right? This is genuinely the early days. The developer is asking for the community's feedback to help them optimize it. We are on the ground floor of something that is being built in real time. And actually, I think that is more interesting than if we were already polished, because being in early on something that gets better over time, that's where the advantages are. And I really love that. That's why I'm so excited to get this video out to you guys. All right, guys, I just wanted to break away for a real quick second and hit up a couple points really quick. If you guys are interested in the videos like this, let me know down in the comments. If you guys have anything that you guys want me to explore and experiment on, also let me know, because I like doing these kind of things for you guys. If you guys are interested in anything having to do with the crypto mining environment, I've got links down in the description below. I will also have links for this software in the description below. And on Lucky Pool, they also give you guys an actual Windows-based miner. So with that being said, guys, I wanted to go ahead and just throw that out there for you guys. If you guys are interested in any crypto mining equipment, if you guys like the video, check the description down below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Share this with the people that you feel might benefit from it. All right, so let's talk about what you actually need to run this, because this is where a lot of people are going to hit a wall. And I want to save you all the frustration because it's a big wall that you're going to hit. So the BzMiner Beta notes have 3 specific hardware requirements for Perl CPU mining. And I'm going to go all through all 3 with you guys right now. Number 1, the minimum is 8 gigabytes of RAM per socket. Per socket. What does that what does that mean by per socket? Well, that means the CPU chip installed on your motherboard. If you got a standard desktop PC with 16 gigs of RAM, you're probably fine for a single socket machine. Just like the GPU that you guys saw in my last video talking about Perl. If you are running a dual socket server, you need at least 8 gigs per chip. This is actually a significant memory requirement. Perl's matrix multiplication is loading large model weight into memory, which is why it needs that much. Number 2, this is also very important. You need an AVX512 support. And I'm quoting the developer here, a must. Works without it, but not good. And I can tell you for sure, because I did run it for about 24 hours on my PC, and it was sort of sporadic. And this is the big one. The AVX512 is a specific set of CPU instructions designed for heavy math operations. And here's the thing, most consumer desktop CPUs don't have AVX512. Your standard Ryzen 5000 series, or what I have inside my CPU right now, or my PC, it does not have AVX512. Your standard Intel Core 12 and 13th gen consumer chips, limited or none. The CPUs that have AVX512 are mostly Intel Xenon server processors, Intel Core X series, HEDT chips, and some AMD EPYC server processors. So if you're planning to run this on a regular gaming PC, you can try it. I have, and I'm going to keep testing it. But the developer is telling you straight up the performance is going to be poor. So you have to decide, are you going to try to put your PC like what I have here through all that work? It may not actually be good for you guys. So we got to just wait and see. Number 3, CPU threads. The beta note says CPU threads are best set up to your physical core count, not your logical processor count, meaning not hyper-threading. So if you've got a 12-core processor that shows 24 threads in Windows, you'd set it to 12. And there's a specific performance flag to add. You have to do CPU underscore threads underscore cache underscore group set of 3 or set to 3, which a developer says improves performance. We're setting that up. And finally, the pool. Right now, Lucky Pool is the only pool that supports Perl CPU mining. The developer literally says this in the beta notes. Lucky Pool only. If you try to point to AlphaMine or Perl Hash for CPU mining, it will not work at all. At least not yet. We'll see what BzMiner comes up with here soon. So how do you actually get this running? Here's a quick overview, and I want to be upfront that a dedicated setup tutorial video is probably going to come separately once the beta matures a bit more. Like I said, I'm testing it out right now, seeing what I can come up with, and not really exciting information as of yet. So the reason why it's going to come a little bit later is because configurations are going to evolve fast as the updates do drop. But the basics, you download BzMiner version 25.0.0 beta 2 from the BzMiner website or GitHub. The download links are in the description. There's a Windows version and a Linux version. When you launch it, you have to explicitly enable CPU mining. It's not on by default. You add the flag to enable CPU mining in your config, set your Perl wallet address, and point to Lucky Pool's CPU endpoint. Then set your CPU threads, your physical core count, not your hyperthread count. And you add that cache group flag for better performance. Now, I want to be real with you. I'm not going to walk through command line setups in this video because this beta is moving fast, and whatever I show today might be slightly different by the time you watch. What I will do is link directly to the BzMiner Beta release page and to Lucky Pool page down in the description, so you can access that at any given time, and they do have really good directions in there. That's going to serve you better than a screenshot of a config file that might already be outdated. All right, so the $1,000,000 question, should you actually run this right now? And I want to give you 3 different answers depending on your situation. If you have a server-grade CPU with an AVX512 like a Xenon or EPYC, yes, absolutely try it. You're in the best possible position to test it. Your hardware matches the algorithm, what the algorithm actually wants. The profitability numbers aren't going to be amazing right now because the software is still being optimized to help, but you're the target audience for the beta, and your feedback could literally shape how this thing develops. If you have a high-end customer CPU without AVX 512, like a mainstream Ryzen or a standalone or a standard Intel Core, you can try it. I am, but manage your expectations. The developer said without the AVX 512, it works, but it's not good. That's pretty honest language. You might see some returns, but don't expect it to be start printing money. Keep an eye on the BzMiner updates as optimizations improve. The gap between the AVX 512 and non-AVX 512s might get close. It could be profitable. If you're on a gaming CPU and you're also running GPU mining at the same time, this is where it gets interesting. Even if your CPU performance is limited, you're essentially getting free additional mining from a chip that would otherwise be sitting idle. Your GPU is doing all the heavy lifting, your CPU throws in whatever it can. The dual contribution angle on the same machine is worth experimenting with, and that's why I'm doing it. The most important thing I want you to take away from this, the developer knows that the performance isn't great yet. They're being honest about it. They're actively building and optimizing. This is version 25 beta 2 of a software that has been around for years and has a strong record of improving fast. The version that ships in stable release is going to perform a lot better than what's running today. The window to be an early adopter on CPU mining Perl is right now. And early adopters who run the beta and share feedback are part of the way that the software gets better. I think there's real value in being in this early. So where does this leave me personally? I went on to Lucky Pool to switch my 3090 back from Salad to Perl GPU mining, and that's still happening. Right now, it's currently earning between the GPUs down in Virginia and my PC here. I'm earning, let's see here, just under $10 a day. So that's still my primary strategy. I'm gonna keep mining Perl hash. But when I saw that the CPU tab was sitting right there, I had to go down the rabbit hole. And now that I understand what it is and what it requires, I'm going to be doing some more testing on my gaming PC. My gaming PC CPU is already sitting there doing nothing while the GPUs are mining. So even if the returns are limited by the AVX 512 situation, I'm going to be running on the beta. I'm going to run the beta. I'm going to document the numbers, and I'm going to bring you guys the real profitability breakdown once I have actual data to show you guys. That's the update video that's coming. Real numbers, real hardware, real results, not hype. Subscribe so you can catch it when I'm ready to drop that video. And if you're on the GPU mining side of this, links for crypto.com, Coinbase, Lucky Pool, Perl hash page, and the BzMiner beta are all in the description. Everything you need is down there. So that's Perl hash CPU mining. It's real. It's in beta. It's early. And right now, BzMiner is the only software in the world that's running it exclusively on Lucky Pool. If you got an AVX 512 hardware, you're in great position to test this. If you don't, it's still worth watching as it develops because this could become a meaningful second revenue stream for anyone mining that's going to be mining Perl hash on their mining rig. I'm going to keep you guys updated as the beta progresses and as I get my own numbers dialed in. This is exactly the kind of thing I want to cover early before it's everywhere, before the easy gains are gone, when there's still real information value in being first. Like the video if this helped you find something you didn't know about. Share with someone in the mining community. Seriously, this is one worth passing on. And drop a comment below. Are you running CPU mining? What processor are you on? I want to know. I want to know what you guys' numbers are. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day. Stay tuned. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I've got some videos on either side of me. Pick one. I'll see you guys then. All right, have a good one, guys. Peace out.